Describe Glaser's basic teaching model. Also describe it in terms of fundamental elements. Glaser's basic teaching model. Glaser's basic teaching model was developed by Robert Glaser in 1962. He was an American psychologist. It is a basic model based on basic principles of psychology. This model explains the relationship between teaching and learning. The basic teaching model divides the teaching process into 4 components or parts. It is useful in many. It helps to organize the great body of facts, concepts, and principles. This model can be represented by the following diagram. These 4 parts of the model represent the basic divisions. Box A denotes instructional objectives, IO, Box B denotes entering behavior, EB, Box C denotes instructional procedure, IP, Box D denotes performance assessment, PA. Lines with connect components are called feedback loops. The 3 feedback loops as shown in the diagram connect performance assessment, PA, with each of the earlier components of the model. The teaching model is called Basic Teaching Model because the basic principles of psychology have been used in this Glaser's teaching model. Robert Glaser has tried to clarify the education process in the class through this model. Components of the basic teaching model. Instructional objectives, IO. It specify exactly what is supposed to be learned. They are helpful to the teacher as well as the learner throughout the learning process and invaluable in the evaluation process. IO are basically statements which clearly describes an anticipated learning outcome. IO are determining before initiating the task of teaching. These objectives are determined by the teacher. It is very important to know and decide why that activity is being carried out. In simple words, we can say that IO are defined as the objective which the student should achieve at the completion of a particular instruction. Entering behavior. It describes the student level before the instruction or teaching begins. Entering behavior is nothing but the earlier behavior of the student before he enters in the teaching process. It includes previous knowledge, level of intelligence, motivation, and learning abilities. Instructional procedure. In this step, the interaction between the teacher and the student takes place. IP describes procedures for teaching skills, language concept, principles, problem solving. Here, the teacher selects the content, teaching strategy, and proper use of teaching aids. In simple words, we can say that an IP is a procedure that is created, planned, and implemented to keep things running smoothly and efficiently in the classroom. Performance assessment. In PA, the teacher tries to evaluate the outcome of teaching. It can be done with the help of tools and techniques of evaluation. The task of PA involves the test and observation used to determine how well the student has achieved the instructional objectives. The feedback loops show how the information provided by PA feedback to each component. Through feedback, both student and teacher become aware of their success and failures. Elements of Glaser's basic teaching model. Focus. The main focus of this model is to describe the process and major activities comprising the entire teaching-learning process. It also brings into the light the sequence to be followed in the instructional process. Asterisk structure or syntax. In this step, the series of teaching activities are decided. In this model, the flow of activities is sequential. The IO to be followed, according to Bloom taxonomy. The potentiality of the learners is assessed in terms of their entering behavior. Asterisk instructional work is carried out for the achievement of objectives. The ultimate behavior of the learner is determined by using a different type of tests, performance assessment. Principles of reaction. This element is concerned with the teacher's reaction to the student response. Principle of interdependence. The student's responses are to be understood and deal with in light of the interaction and interdependence process and assessment. Principle of active involvement. The role of teacher is more active in it. Understanding of the potential and difficulties of the students is required at every stage by the teacher in order to achieve the objectives. Principle of follow-up. If the result do not match the objectives, Deficiencies have to be located and corrective measures are to be applied. Social system. In this step, interaction of student and teacher is done. There is healthy and good interaction between student and teacher because teacher use various skills like use of proper strategies, techniques of evaluation, etc. Support system. Support means additional facilities, etc. Availability of desirable teaching learning environment and situation for the use of suitable teaching strategies. Availability of appropriate evaluation device for the assessment of entering and terminal behavior of the students. Application and effect. This model is quite systematic and structured. It is applicable to almost all the learning and teaching situation. The main purpose of this model is to bring about a change in the child's behavior. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share for more videos.